If we thought the rest of the months were going to be interesting, August is set to be very transformative, and we are going to get into the reason why. Now, for your twin flame path, the divine masculine, this week in the mix, there is a shake-up in the King's house, and we are going to have a look at the reasons why that's happening. Now, number one, I would come through and watch us online. If you haven't subscribed, do remember to do such. I'm your host, Yildiz from Yildiz Readings. We do cover hair, which we are going to. We're integrating it as we are going through this year. Esoteric resources, anything occult, your twin flame path. For those of you that don't know, I cover astrology, the twin flame path. I am a twin, and we're going to have a look at this from a psychic medium point of view. Now, what I am saying from this reading, I'm going to give you an overview of this read. We're going to take a look at it, and then we're going to go up to the crowning energy. Now, the first thing I thought was incredibly interesting is where they're entering through the gate, and this is with the dragonfly. And for some of us, we might look at this as very exciting. But again, I think especially in the context of what we are going through collectively, this between last month and August is very difficult. Now, why is that? Is because to a degree we are set in our ways. There's a lot of shake-ups associated to that. In some ways, even the most spiritual individuals are going to find this difficult. Now, this is not going to be a walk in the park, but it is nevertheless going to bring us to our most authentic self, and we do need to be mindful of those around us because they might whip our ass. Now, we do have the dragonfly, and this is a change in direction. This is quite sudden. This is very Uranus in Gemini. Although we may intuitively feel on the other side of this, it is going to feel quite good. I do feel the divine masculine is trying to gain their confidence here and having a revelation to do with the false ego and what they're needing to do to change things around. And there is this renewal, and I do feel this is going to be very psychic for these individuals. So this is what's playing out in their mind. This is the circumstances surrounding their overall energy in the mix. Now, as we do come down to the bottom row, what I do feel yet again, and it's interesting because I've always used this card as Christmas in July in the past position. Now we have this card, and I do feel some blessings from the past are going to come, but it's almost like they're utilizing the past to alchemize their future. So our past, all of us collectively, in our masculine attribute of things is going to aid us, but also in the context of where this person is. Your heart's desires is ready to come true. And it's almost like they're not letting it go on the back burner anymore. It's like it's instigating it. Now, we could, a little bit like a Mars retrograde, feel like we're pushing crap uphill. And, no sooner do we deal with one thing, something else is popping off. And I do feel this person's really determined. So they are coming out of the gate determined, trying to rectify situations and trying to come out on top. Now, in the heart of it, they are trying to turn a situation around. And although they may not want to leave a soldier behind, they're also realizing that this is hard yards they're taking here. Now, this can be an avoidance maybe of ending a circumstance. But again, I feel it's more to do with them and their life, more to do with their desires. They maybe know something that they need to leave, but they could be creating some pebble stones during these retrogrades. And what do I mean by that? I'm actually physically seeing an image of a person who is attempting to, whilst they know these things are shifting and they know some things are going to end, they're trying to implement that stepping stone whilst everything's falling down. So there's a tower moment happening. They're psychologically aware of this. They're dealing with it in the 3D, and they're simultaneously in the heart trying to put all their energy into rectifying and putting fires out while they go. This is in the name of love. And I literally cannot believe we have the Lion card here. We have the Leo card. Like, you can't make this up. This is fierce. This is feisty. This is confident. This is really rising from the ashes. And look, if this person is struggling, I can honest to gospel tell you, especially from the next row, they're shedding skin. Okay. I would say if there are circumstances relating to the past, I do feel they're being very cautious, and I do feel they're also at a foundation level guided to be extremely cautious when it does come to previous adversaries and enemies. This can be a time we do need to watch our back. Now, we do need to be patient, and we can be extremely frustrated. And I know, guys, I have mentioned this since last year. We've had a lot of retrogrades. Our ascension is really pinging off at the moment. They are going to get to their star, but the confidence and effect, it could be actually, am I going to make it there? And I really do feel them through this week, dealing with some adversity, really focused on divine feminine, but also it's like they're trying to prepare themselves so they can get to the pebble stone, so they can end a cycle. And I am seeing this like trying to turn things around with the coffin card. It's like they're trying to bring something back. Like this is literally the rising phoenix. Now we're going to go into clarifying because I don't want to leave it at that, even though really we could sum it up. These guys are on fire this week. Do I feel anxious when I'm tuning into their energy? 100%. Very, very anxious. But it's almost like they don't have the time to feel. If you know, it's not like they're not feeling, but I think the thing that is assisting them with this kind of forward momentum towards addressing things that have been really on the background. I think we all can admit there have been some things where maybe we haven't had the confidence, maybe we've been too fixed in our ways and we haven't been, almost, having that full card and tarot energy where we're willing to jump in the deep end and, risk something for all. This is the purge of the ego. So, your true authentic self, it's almost like you might have an argument with yourself ongoingly. I would say through August, it could be for some of you. However, what I do see is you're very determined. These signatures, what's in your heart, and we do have the lover's hair, it's going to scream loud and clear to you. So you do actually know what you want. And I think if you can look back to the signature of mid-July, especially with the context of the card in the past, I think it's actually going to give you some representation of what you're directly fighting for. And I think if you keep your eye on the goal in that context, it's going to help you actually navigate through that. And I really do think for a lot of you, that's what you're doing. Yeah, it's like a journey. Something's coming to an end. So there is the cleanup, but I definitely do see you guys actually putting stones down. Now, there could be some communication coming in quite unexpectedly. This can be to do with the circumstance. And I also feel you could actually be having that very difficult conversation. And with this individual that maybe you're needing to have this conversation with, and this is going to be quite broad. Do I feel it's connected to a karmic cycle? I actually do. Now, in the reference point, it's almost like it's not the introduction to it because you've had the introduction. It's more the addressing of it, which is very, very common, okay? Because it is in the context of what was fucking you. It is in the context of what we're being ushered into reassess, readdress. Now, could we go back over old ground? I actually don't think so this month. I think it's going to be very difficult to do such. If anything, I feel that it's going to feel just yuck. It just will not feel correct to be non-authentic. We could get sidelined by maybe moving through some crossness, but ultimately it's going to feel very nauseating to actually do things that does not feel in alignment for you. So I do see this communication. We're pulled to clarify here. We have messenger, but I feel it's in the context of maybe addressing a circumstance. So this could be with a karmic partner, with a career, with a family member, but it is regardless addressing the situation. Oh, heck, okay. What is this about? Okay, this is to do with the shifty karmic. There's some shit coming out. Okay, there could be some gossip, some information. There could be something that this person is actually going back over and thinking about. And again, it can be to do with betrayals and actually addressing. And this person's coming out fighting. Like they literally, this is the card and the lovers. Like they know where they're going. They know what they're doing. They do feel ultimately maybe they pick the incorrect path. I think, when things go pear-shaped, we generally do. It's quite natural for us. It doesn't mean to say that the signature of who we care for isn't there. And I'm definitely feeling as though they do know who they care for. we can't move into regret. And again, I just keep saying with the sun energy in a frequency here, it's like no wanting to move forward. It's like, look, I'm addressing the elephant in the room. For some, it could be that they're already separated from this cycle, be it a job, person, place, thing. But there is some question marks here over a circumstance relating to a person of the past. So there could be some gossip that is coming up, and we do need to be extremely careful of gossip. Cross your T's and dot your I's, guys. Just watch your back. Yeah, for some it can be. Yeah, something's not working. They might have an extended time away from work for a reason, although they are getting money. So it's like it could be a change of job. It could be that they're working for a pay rise. They also be discussing something maybe with a boss in order to address something that was from the past so that they can free themselves up. They're being patient with this. They're being patient in their approach. And this patience energy here, I've actually pulled a clarifier. It's in relationship to an enemy. So they're biding their time. But they're like I said, I really do see them getting their ducks in a row. And they ain't messing about. Okay, what is the star? Is this around divine masculine, or is this a delayed star universe? What are we looking at here? Yeah, this has caused them some anxiety. It's almost like it's put their life on hold, whatever it is. I'm telling you, this is finishing unfinished business, especially with that previous moon. Okay, how is this outcome going to be, please? What was the outcome to this? They're doing the work. I think they're very detached, to be perfectly honest. Oh, there's a question mark. Something is coming to an end with this person. There's a tower coming down, but I don't think it's connected to masculine. I literally do think. I do think they're addressing circumstances. This is either to do with an unfaithful karmic. This could be to do with a job situation or a family, because we do have a house in reverse and a battle. For some, it could be that the person turns up at the individual's work, or they're contacting a boss, or they're doing something stupid. But again, what they don't know is that the divine masculine is ready to change directions, and they do have this in the bag. They are using a tactical approach, and they're ready for what's coming. Now, if you do want the next edition, please don't forget to subscribe. Jump through to our website. We are updating it. And if you are wanting any links, I have all the links directly below. The bios are going to be updated very soon. Otherwise, stay tuned for the energy updates throughout the month, because we are going to need all the support. Now, if you do want to see our Sage Inner Circle network and sign up, we do have the form online. Otherwise, I will see you next week. Take care.